Ditch that selfie stick and don't ask Mickey to hold your soda. We are talking about all the weird rules in Disney World, including the history behind that two-finger point. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now, rules and regulations might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you're planning your Disney trip, but there are some things you'd better keep in mind when you're packing and planning the perfect photo with your favorite Disney characters. We've got 12 weird Disney World rules and why they exist. First up, let's talk about guest-specific rules. No free promos. If you're lining up for a photo with Mickey, you'll need to put down that Coca-Cola or any other branded items you might be holding anytime you take a photo with a character. The same goes for alcoholic beverages or really any drink or snack you might be holding. Firstly, Disney doesn't want their characters to appear to be promoting any particular product. Just because they sell Coke products in the park doesn't mean that Mickey Mouse officially endorses it. Secondly, they don't want you to accidentally spill anything on those costumes. If you're entering a meet and greet inside, like Mickey in Town Square or Anna and Elsa in the Norway Pavilion, you may need to finish your drink or snack before you even enter the building. At other locations like outdoor meet and greets and pop-up photo ops, you'll need to set down your drink. Cast members will keep an eye on any belongings you set down while you have your photo taken. Next rule, no climbing up the Mexico Pavilion pyramid or any of the other scenery features, statues, walls, fountains. Just don't climb on them or let your kids climb on them. This is for your safety primarily. While the Mexico pyramid does have steps, they're about 10 feet up and definitely not made for climbing. No matter how enticing it might seem to get up there and get a bird's eye view of the park, don't do it. The same thing goes for your kiddos. When you're at a parade or show, don't put your kid up on a wall to let them see better. It's not safe, and a cast member will ask you to put them back on the ground, most likely. If you're at a parade and your kid can't see, you can likely ask your neighbors to get to the front with the other kiddos, and you can stand just behind the crowd, so keep an eye on them. Overall, we'd suggest snagging a spot early for shows and parades if you want your kid to have a good spot and be able to see everything. Believe it or not, people do try to climb up the Mexico Pavilion pyramid on the regs, so just a heads up, you're not supposed to do that. Next rule, no inappropriate clothing or tattoos. You would be surprised how often this one slips people's minds. This is a family-friendly park after all, so don't bother packing any t-shirts with suggestive images or logos and cover up any tattoos you wouldn't want your kids seeing. Cast members are trained to ask anyone with inappropriate clothing to change or flip that t-shirt inside out, and they've been known to hand out band-aids to cover up suggestive tattoos. Now, this is an interesting one that I just heard about. No engagement photos with characters. Thousands of proposals, baby announcements, gender reveals, other big life events are celebrated each year in Disney World, and you can 100% get a PhotoPass photographer to help you capture that moment. Just don't expect a character to help you out. Characters can join your photos after you've popped the question, but you won't be able to have Mickey hold the ring for you. Same goes for baby announcements. Characters won't be able to hold anything like posters, balloons, or onesies. And on that note, characters can't hold your kids, so please don't try it. Characters also won't sign a get well soon card. Stick to autograph books or things like t-shirts or photo mats, and make sure to bring a pen or Sharpie. Now here's why. Characters can't hold your kids because it's just unsafe. If they're a fur character, Mickey and his friends, they don't necessarily have the best eyesight. And as for get well cards or engagements, if things don't pan out, that Disney magic can't be to blame. Next one, no costumes on people over 14 years old. Now, while it's a-okay for your little ones to dress up like their favorite princess, if you're 14 or older, ditch that full-length dress or cape because Disney has some pretty strict rules on costumes. Basically, they don't want anyone impersonating a character and having photos taken with other park guests. Disney bounding or wearing clothes inspired by but not looking exactly like your favorite character is the way to go if you want to dress up. As long as you can't be mistaken for the real Cinderella, you're good to go. If you're headed to Galaxy's Edge and want to channel your inner Jedi, you got a little more leeway there, and you can even wear some of the pieces sold in the park, like parts of Rey's costume or some of the Jedi tops. What you can't wear are masks, full-length robes, body armor, guns and holsters, and full character suits, so no Mandalorian armor or Chewie costumes. The big exception to the no costume rule are the themed events at Magic Kingdom, like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party or the Villains After Hours events. At those events, adults can wear costumes as long as things stay family-friendly, safe, weapon-free, and there's nothing covering your face or dragging on the ground. For the full guidelines and suggestions, head to the Disney World website. Now, this one is interesting, and I see it get broken a lot, this particular rule. No clothes hanging on your balcony. Disney actually has this on their website that you are not allowed to put clothes or other personal effects. You're not allowed to hang them on your balcony in your resort hotel. Say you've just come back from the pool, you need to hang up those towels and swimsuits. Don't plan on hanging that stuff up outside to dry, at least according to Disney's rules. Disney isn't responsible for your belongings, so leaving them unattended on a balcony isn't the best idea. Plus, if you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, those towels could become a hazard for the animals. If you need to hang things up to dry, there's a clothesline in all of the showers at Disney resorts. Or you can throw in a quick load of laundry. You'll find self-serve laundry at every hotel. There's no real confirmation on why this is a no-go, but aesthetic likely plays a part. Disney World is all about appearances, and towels drying on railings aren't very magical. Also, if your stuff gets stolen or blows away, Disney won't be able to help you out. All right, let's talk about those banned items. Selfie sticks. We know you want to take a ton of photos of your Disney trip, but think twice about bringing that selfie stick because they are not allowed in the parks. This is another one that's for your safety and other guests' safety as well. The ban came about in 2015 after a lot of people were whipping out selfie sticks on rides. If a cast member sees you waving a big long stick while riding a coaster or other ride, they're going to have to shut the ride down for everyone's safety, which means a whole lot of downtime for the ride because one person brought a selfie stick. Luckily, most rides have in-ride photos, which will link to your account automatically if you have a Magic Band, and any PhotoPass photographers will be happy to snap a picture with your phone or camera. Folding chairs. Another item banned from Disney World is folding chairs. You might think it's a great idea to bring your folding chair to stake a spot for the parade or wait out a long line, but no go, my friend. If you have mobility issues or a problem with standing in lines, consider renting an ECV or wheelchair for your trip and inquire with Disability Access Services to see if they can help out, get you advice for specific rides and how to manage queues, along with special reserved seating areas for parades and shows. Cane chairs are often permitted, but since there is not one style, there's no hard yes or no answer. If your need for a seat has to do with mobility issues, your best bet is to contact Disability Access Services ahead of your trip and get some specifics on what is and isn't allowed. But for sure, you can't haul in your folding chairs. The sidewalks before parades and crowds before fireworks time can be pretty hard to manage, especially on crowded days. Imagine how much tougher it would be if there were chairs lining the street. This is another rule that's based on guest safety. All right, those balloons in Animal Kingdom. This banned item is specific for just Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom Lodge. No balloons. It's really easy for a balloon to get lost and end up where they're not supposed to. So for the safety of the animals, balloons aren't allowed in the park or at the lodge. Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom Lodge used to be the only places you would find paper straws as well, another animal safety measure. But now that Disney's going green, you'll find paper straws all over the resort. All right, let's talk about a few cast rules. No using your phone in front of guests. So cast members have a lot of particular and strict rules. One of the more obvious ones, but one that might totally slip your mind, is that cast members aren't allowed to use their phones in front of guests. Whenever cast members are working, they're considered to be on stage, and they have to uphold a certain character, whether they're working in a shop, restaurant, or elsewhere. This means no leaning, chewing gum, smoking, or using a cell phone. They also have to always use that two-finger point. You will never find a Disney employee pointing with just one finger, and if you do, they're not supposed to. There are two theories behind this one. The prevailing and most likely reason is that pointing with just your index finger can be considered rude, and proper etiquette says you shouldn't point at others. The other theory stems from how Walt Disney used to point with two fingers, often because he was holding a cigarette. Now, it's certainly more likely that the two-finger point is out of politeness rather than covering up Walt's smoking habit. Regardless, all cast members are taught the two-finger point during training, and once you know about this one, you won't believe how often you missed it when you were in the parks. Finally, another rule that goes for both cast members and guests: no pictures backstage. This one goes for everyone. Anybody who's backstage is not allowed to take photographs and post them. Behind the go-away green doors or down in the tunnels beneath the Magic Kingdom, you're not allowed to take any photos. The behind-the-scenes workings of Disney World are kept under wraps to preserve the magic. While you can pay for a tour to see the utilidors, you won't find many images online if you want to see what it looks like. Disney did show some footage of the utilidors on the Imagineering story on Disney+, so if you're into Disney Parks history and want to see behind the scenes, definitely check out that show. So there are a few weird Disney World rules and why they exist. And don't worry, there are tons of other crazy Disney World rules. We have a whole video about things that have been banned in Disney World, and you want to go check that out for some really crazy stuff that you would not expect you wouldn't be able to do in Walt Disney World. As always, you guys, thanks for listening and thanks for watching. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.